Climbers, there are sharks and scammers out there looking to eat your lunch. Today, we're going to help you spot them. So listen up. Johnny, do that thing.
Wait, you got offered a record deal?
I got offered a record deal.
Welcome to the C.L.I.M.B. This is a show dedicated to helping singers, songwriters, and indie artists like you create leverage in the music business, because leverage is what you're going to need to get that record deal, unless you get that email from a prince in
Nigeria,
who's also got a record company.
Yes.
You don't need to have any. You don't need anything. You just need to respond to that email
with your
and
routing
send some
numbers.
money. That's right. But listen, creating leverage in the music business, C.L.I.M.B. That's why we called it the C.L.I.M.B. Everybody's going to come to you. You will have proven that what you're doing is what people want. That's the bottom line of it. You got to create your own small business, because the record business is all about not developing the raw talent, diamond in the rough, the raw talent, but buying a small business and making it bigger. All right, that's what you want to do. And that's why we called it the C.L.I.M.B. That's a backstrom from my good friend and co-host, Mr. Brent Baxter, who's an award-winning hit songwriter with cuts by Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, Lady A, Joe Nichols, and more. Got a couple number ones in Southern Gospel the last few years, top 10 in Australia in the last year. And another one that we need to find out what's going on with that, right?
Yeah, I actually have two singles out in Southern right now at the moment.
Nice.
One up in Canada and some stuff, just, stuff kind of hanging around, new stuff. We'll see how it does.
But listen, that's enough to love right there. But what I really love about Brent is he helps songwriters like you turn pro by revealing how you write like a pro, do business like a pro, and then he connects you with the pros, and they create real relationships and even turn into song contracts. Like for Sunday Joe, like, I love this. This is amazing. You're crazy not to be involved in this. You can find Brent at songwritingpro.com.
Love it. Yes. And I would like to introduce you to my co-host, Johnny Dwinell. Johnny owns Daredevil Production. They're breaking artists digitally by identifying new fans through data. If you're an artist looking to increase your streams and blow up your video views, sell more live show tickets, and get discovered by new fans, TV, and music industry pros, then Daredevil Production can help. Daredevil has worked with multi-platinum artists like Colin Ray, Tracy Lawrence, Ty Herndon, and Andy Griggs, just to name a few. You can find Johnny at daredevilproduction.com. That is production, singular, no S, and there is no other. Johnny D.
What's happening? What's up?
Well, it's the usual. It's
Mr. You got a record deal?
Well, I mean, it got an offer. It's on the table. I'm just looking to see if what else comes in. Just want to weigh my options.
They haven't heard you sing.
I'm all about creating some leverage in the music business. So apparently I created enough that they're just coming out of the woodwork and offering me record deals now.
This is so news to me. Yo, I haven't heard about this until Brent just sprung the title on me. So
yeah.
I'm right with you, and I can't wait to find out about it. But listen, before we go down that road, let's take care of a little business here. Join the C.L.I.M.B. community. It's at facebook.com/groups/the C.L.I.M.B. community. We let everybody in, but you got to ask to be let in. Okay, so there's a you gotta want it. All right, you got to follow the rules, or you get roadhoused. You were going to go Patrick Swayze on you.
That's right.
I did a couple last week with all kinds of advertisements going on that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what they're thinking or what they're doing.
Right.
I think maybe some people just go down like groups and join a group and then spam, and they don't even.
Yeah.
Like they didn't find out about the group from the podcast. They just searched groups on Facebook or something. So those people get roadhoused and banned, okay? Because we care about the C.L.I.M.B. community. We want that to be a safe space. We want that to be all good informational stuff. We want to hear about your wins. We want to hear about your new music. We want to, hear about your gigs. All this stuff is a place to put it. Just put it in the right place, right? Let's talk about some wins.
Yes, we got some wins, and let's see here. So every week we post on Wednesday, we post the New Heights section. You can see it's got the mountain, says New Heights in red. It's where we invite you to share your wins with us, so we know where the party's at, so we can congratulate you and post our own stuff and all that good stuff. So let's see here. Climber Kathy Wallace says, so excited to be working on a song for a Christmas musical. So that is cool. Looking forward to hearing that. Cammy Huff Music said, just had a song named Society released last week. So at the time this is out, this is a couple weeks ago, but she shared a win with new release. I like she didn't say had a new single, but a new release, which is the climb lingo. So shows the
I
screenshot
saw
of
that.
that.
I picked up on that. Love that.
And that is appropriate. So we like hearing that. And Johnny Matt Music said I laid down some vocal tracks for a new song I'm working on. So congrats, Johnny Matt, on that, making progress. And last one I'll end with, and this has been out a couple weeks by the time you hear this, but I have a co-written single that's out now on Zane and Donna King on Stowtown Records. It's a Southern gospel single. It's called Can't Go So Wrong. And so it's a song that I wrote with Zane and Donna. So hopefully by the time you hear it, hopefully it's already charting. But their last few singles have done really well, hitting the top 10 in Southern, and I'm hoping that we don't break that trend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
So
good. Love it, guys. Keep on climbing. Make sure that you follow the podcast wherever you consume your podcast content and tell a friend about it. Help us, help you, help them. Right?
that's right.
If you're an indie musician, an indie artist, a songwriter, lots to learn here, lots to share. What a great community. Tell them about it. Tell about the podcast. Get them on board. Let's start getting some more people on that ladder. Right.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right, so tell me about this record. I mean, hold on. Was it a big guy, cigar, long stretch limousine? Listen, if you're gonna stick with me, I want to make you a star.
It's like Born to Boogie from Hank Williams Jr. He lit a cigar and he stuck his hand out. I said, I make you records. I make you movies. I'll tell you right now, I was born to boogie.
I was born a boogie.
That's right. It's my Bocephus moment. No, this one came in the form of an email that came into my email inbox, my Songwriting Pro email inbox. And so the subject is artist recording contracts. I'm like, what's this? And it's from a record label that I recognize. It's from MDM Records. Now, MDM Records is a Canadian record label. My friend Don Amaro is on there. My friend David James is on there. I've had a cut on MDM Records on Don Amaro. I'm right with David. So like MDM is legit.
Like Mike, Delta Mike, MDM.
Yeah. Yeah. As in Mike Denny Music. He's the owner of the company. So this comes through the MDM Records. I'm like, oh, well, I know them.
Mhm.
So, however, when you look at the email address, there's a hint that something may be amiss. The email address starts with official MDM and it has some other stuff. I'm not even going to give their email address, but official MDM and some other stuff at Gmail.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it's at Gmail, it ain't official.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's one thing. I'm like, okay, there's a little tip, but I figure we'll just walk through this email, and we're here to inoculate you, okay, vaccinate you against scams. Because I hate to break it to you, spoiler alert, they offered me a record deal. They obviously have not met me. They don't know. Obviously, they don't know who they're dealing with. Okay. So I figured it'd be helpful for you if we're just going to kind of walk through this and like, hey, here's some red flags here. Because people out there, sharks are out there. They want to separate you from your money, and they don't care how they do it. And they're going to lie, and they're going to cheat to steal your money if they can. And we don't want that to happen for you. So let's look for some of these red flags so you can be on the lookout if this stuff happens. Sound good?
Love it.
All right. We're looking out for y'all, like we said. All right. So the first thing is it's not an official company email. It's from it says official, but then it ends with at Gmail. Okay. So any legit company is going to have their own email address. Hey, Johnny, info at Daredevil, Brent at Songwriting Pro. We got them. A record label can get them. Okay. It ain't that hard. All right. So hello. Not even my name.
Before we get into it, just a side note.
Yeah.
This is something that I deal with literally on a weekly basis from all of my digital marketing clientele. Because there are just a boatload of scammers out there sending emails as if they're coming from Facebook or from Meta.
Oh.
Saying that your ad account's been shut down or your page is about to be deleted or blah, 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 blah. And then they'll like send it to me like, what's going on? And I'm like, and it's from, it's from like, Facebook support at gmail.com or
you're like, liar.
Meta support at sbcglobal.net or something.
Yeah.
So always just look at the email first because usually that'll save you a ton of energy trying to figure
Mhm.
out if it's legit or not or what it is. But same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and they try to hit you where it's an emotional issue, emotional button, right? So that would be your Facebook. It's the fear of loss. It's
Yeah, and
marketing,
then
right? They're using the principles of marketing to screw you over.
right,
So fear of
and
loss
the
is a
Facebook
big
thing
fear.
is just saying, here's where you're screwed. Click this link, right? So it's
Yeah.
all about getting you to click that link. I don't know if it's malware or what. I've never
I'm not gonna
clicked
click
the
it to
link.
find out.
I don't, and I've schooled all my clients like never ever click a link
Mhm.
from Facebook unless you talk to me first, which they
Yeah.
do for this reason specifically. But this email, which you're about to get into, they're going through a proposal. So
They're
go,
going
but I
through a
can't
proposal.
throw that in there because same thing with that email is janky and
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah.
so it says hello and doesn't even have my name in it. Is it from the House of MDM Recordings owned by Mike Denny? I'm like, well, I've interviewed Mike actually for Songwriting Pro, the website. So I've actually interviewed Mike. I'm like, yeah, Mike's the owner. Met Mike, we've chatted.
Seems legit. Yeah.
So far, if I didn't notice the email,
Is there a
um,
picture of like a white van that says like free candy or
yeah,
something?
free hugs. Yeah. Says I handle all business proposals and inquiries for MDM Recordings as the EVP and senior marketing manager. Now, there's like some typos in this first sentence. I'm like, oh, typos. Okay, I hate to say it, the state of the world today, there can be a lot of typos in professional business emails. Sad, but it's a red flag if you notice it. Like just some spacing, like not quite right. And then we get to the next couple lines, and the formatting is like all janky. So on the way it looks um on my screen and the way I printed out here, they only get like a third of the way across the screen. It looks like they hit enter and hit a third of the way across the screen, hit enter, and a third of the way across the screen. So like the lines, like they're just random,
Lengths.
enter line links. It's like just all this little block that looks like it was copy and pasted in, but the formatting is different than what's around it.
Yeah, the formatting got changed. Like if I format something perfectly in Word and I try to cut and paste it onto Facebook, it screws up the formatting.
Yeah, so it just doesn't look right. So
Yeah,
it said,
and for the
mhm,
record, like uh, just to add extra insult to injury here for this, Grammarly.
mhm,
Grammarly is an app. It's free. They have a paid version too, but it's free. You can install it on your browser, and everything you type, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on some sort of reply form that your contact form or whatever,
mhm,
or if it's in Word or if it's in an email, it will show you that there's something wrong, right? Like it'll put a red line under a word that you misspell.
nice,
Okay, and all you do is click on it, and it prompts you with the right spelling, and so it's 2 clicks, and it's you don't even have to retype it, right?
nice.
And it'll also, like, prompt you on grammar, like, "Oh, this should have a comma," or, "This should have
Mhm.
a this and a that," and it's free. So when people do this, it's, like, so shallow into the gene pool
Yeah,
because this is, like, not even an investment to make a better scam product. It's
right.
why wouldn't you're not from this country and you suck at this language. Why wouldn't you just use the app? I mean, my
Yeah, yeah. It's like this
if you're
riddled
gonna
with
be
red
delinquent, be
flags.
the best delinquent you can possibly be, right?
Right. At least let me appreciate the work ethic that went into
Yeah,
this.
that's right, yeah.
That's why we can like movies like Ocean's 11 where they're stealing, but they're so good at it. I can
Yeah,
respect
you gotta respect the hustle, yeah.
it. Exactly. This is not even that. So, um, so our team has come across your social media and want to give you the opportunity to get your music heard. Okay, but weird formatting. I'm like, okay, opportunity to get my music heard. Of course, I'm already like, well, this is not for me, right?
Yeah,
We've reviewed your music content and we definitely think you have potential to reach the next level of your career! Exclamation point.
ding,
Then back,
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
And that has normal formatting. Then the next part has a weird formatting again. We are looking for our next big artist to sign. We're not even going to put a period at the end of that.
Yeah.
MDM Recordings would like to offer you a record deal. We offer special services with our deal from graphics design to professional materials. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not offering me a record deal. You're offering to take my money. Like, okay,
Yeah.
no, is anybody going to offer you a record deal like this? Johnny?
No.
Does this ever happen? Like any legit thing in the
You're not gonna
world?
get a record deal through the email. That's not gonna be the
Right.
first contact.
That is not how this works.
When
Th-
when when somebody's about to spend, like, I don't know what the normal budget is at MDM,
right.
for a new signing,
But it's
but
a lot for them, whatever it is. It's a
it's not
significant
10
investment on their
grand. It's not
part.
10 grand. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
It's not a million, but probably at least six figures.
It's enough that it's a big deal to them, whatever that
Yeah.
amount is, right? For
Yeah.
anyone who's whatever level, it's a serious investment.
Yeah. And you want to know, is that dog going to hunt?
Right.
Is
Oh,
this
yeah.
somebody we want to be in business with? Are you an asshole? And I don't care how good your talent is. You know what? This is a straight up, like, just on a business level. One of the biggest business lessons I learned is that there are some customers that are better off with your competition.
Amen. I would wish them on my competition. Yes.
Yeah.
It is okay
And,
to fire customers every once in a while.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
and it sort of gives you permission to do that, because at first you're like, "Everything's so precious, customer's always right, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah." No,
Nah.
sometimes you let them go to your competition and let them, spend 10 times the amount of effort and HR to get whatever it is they're gonna get out of them. It's just not worth it for you,
Yes.
and so this is with a label, man. You don't wanna sign you gotta have somebody that's gonna participate, somebody that's gonna play, somebody that understands the system. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, this is how we do it. Like, you gotta be on board with this, and if you don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
it, you know
Well, it's like 2 things. First of all, no way a real record label would just offer somebody they don't know over
Yeah,
ugemail a record deal. And second of
that they've
all,
never met. Yeah.
yeah, even if it were a real record label, you don't wanna be signed there
Yeah, that's
because 'cause they're
right.
not gonna be in business very long.
Yeah, that's
Like, there's
right.
no way this works out for you. I'm sorry. Yes, you know your music is incredible, and you've finally been discovered. They found your MySpace, they found your SoundCloud, and now they
Yeah.
found you, and they're offering you a record deal. Because why wouldn't they? Because you're awesome. I'm sorry, that's not how that you may be awesome, and I hope you are, but that is not how they're gonna approach you.
Yeah, that's right.
So, no, they're not offering me a record deal. And then there's just this random quote below. You can rap, produce, or be an athlete. Be all you can be. With like random words capitalized, but not the first word of that sentence. We're just gonna we're just gonna capitalize rap or be an athlete. Be. We're just gonna capitalize those words, but not the word at the beginning of that sentence. Like, what does this have to
This
what?
is like it's like a 5-year-old composed the email.
It's like this random like drive-by inspiration or something like I bet
That's
that quote has a picture of a lion on it or
yeah.
something. I don't know. It's just like weird. So I'm like, that's okay. That doesn't make any sense. So this will help improve your overall brand value working as a distinguished international. Oh, this will help improve your overall brand value working with a distinguished international label. I'm like, what? What will this record deal? And it sounds
Yeah,
like we offer special services, almost like a deal, and we're going to take your money. It's weird. So I'm sure if I went through there, it would be like, here are our record label services. There are
yeah.
differences between label services companies
Honey, can you
and
help me
record
here?
labels. What was that?
Hold on. The dogs are playing top. Can you
Okay,
grab one of them or both of them? Thanks. Go ahead.
we're
Sorry.
gonna clean that up.
Yeah.
So there are like record label services companies that will provide services that you pay them for, and
Yep.
they provide certain things, and they can be legit and they can be helpful. It's like outsourcing, some functions of a record label. For
That's
one
right.
thing, but they're not even being clear. Like, we want to offer you a record deal. It's like at best they're like, we're offering you the opportunity to hire us, to pay us. Is really what we're offering you a deal, and you sign and pay us and hire us to do these things that I'm sure they won't do because they're lying to you from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to help over your overall brand value working with a distinguished international label. There's a small fee. Here we go. There's a small fee, $200 for this to take place, which will state the offer was unsolicited. I don't even know what that means, but I know what $200 means.
Wait, read it again. I don't
Yes,
even.
there is a small fee of $200 for this to take place, which will state the offer was unsolicited. I don't know, dude. I expect more out of AI at this point.
Yeah, I think AI would write a better email.
Yeah, I think it would. Hey, Chat GPT, write a scam email to get $200 out of someone in the music business. Oh, I should do that. Anyway, I'm not actually going to share that with anybody, but just be curious. Um, okay, that's another red flag. Right up front, they're asking for money.
Yeah.
Does a record deal ask you for money?
No.
If anything, now the math has changed from the heyday that, 80s or whatever, but if anything, the money is in advance. You might get a little bit up front. They might pay you a little bit, or they're going to do something to invest.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to come with their hand out unless it's to shake your hand, not to
Yeah.
shake you down.
Exactly.
So, it reminds me when I first started writing songs, and my buddy Tim back home in Arkansas, we would send off a copyright to the copyright office to copyright songs. And I did this. It happened enough that I started to figure out, like, like a few weeks after we send in the copyright form, I get a letter in the mail offering to publish my song.
Really?
Yes. I'm like,
Wait, wait, wait. So
somebody,
you were sending a song into the copyright
yeah,
office
to
to
the
get
government, copyright.gov,
your
through the
federal
mail.
government copyright, and was somebody intercepting that email?
It wasn't an email
Or
back
that mail?
then.
It was U.S. mail. It
It
was
was
U.S. mail.
US mail, filling out the form and the check, but somehow there must be a list of like these new copyright forms for like, PA, form PA, music. And somebody's getting that and getting my address and sending me the scam thing going, we'll publish it like in a book. They do that for poetry a lot. And people are like, oh, I got published in this book. It's like, it's
So,
like the,
okay, so hold on. I'm just curious about this. So, when you downloaded the form to submit the copyright, was it from the U.S. government or
oh
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
from
These are
a third
legit.
party?
Like we copyrighted the stuff and we sent it in.
No, I know that you copyrighted this stuff, but I mean, I know like you can go and uh, you know, you, let's say like a W-9 form, right?
Yeah.
Which is an employment form, right? That's where
Mhm.
I need that from vendors, right? Like
Right.
where if you pay them more than $600 over the course of a year, they're going to get a 1099 or something,
Right.
you know. I can download that form, a
Mhm.
legal W-9 form from the IRS.gov,
Yeah.
or there's other third party
Yeah.
the places that are legit that would have that so it's still a legal form. So I'm wondering, was it a third party that you downloaded the form
Well,
from, or was it a
first of all, this
email?
was back in the 90s, so it's been a minute. But I'm sure we got it from.
Wait, so there wasn't wait, but there was internet there, so you got it from the
Yeah,
internet.
I don't even know if some of those we just, like, went to the post office and got a copyright form or something. I can't remember at this point, but I'm sure we got it from a legit source, and we just mailed it in, and somehow, somebody's watching the forms come in, and they get, like, our address, and now they're offering
That
to.
sounds like that has to be like an inside job is what I'm thinking, like somebody from the post office
I
or
don't
somebody
know.
from the copyright department, at the US government is doing like that would be wow, that's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know, but they would get like a letter like, "Hey, we'll publish it, be in this book. It costs this much," and the book would come out and be da da. Same thing happens with poetry. Like I've seen that kind of stuff too. I'm like, man, but they're charging you and to put it in this book. It's a kind of like the Who's Who. I think back in high school, I was offered, I made the Who's Who, and so they'll of
Yeah.
national high school, whatever, and you get these offers to have your name, whatever, published in the National Who's Who. I think they do it for college too, and I'm like, but yeah, I get my name in a book that no one's gonna, but I got to pay to put my name in the book that no one's ever gonna. Who cares? It's a
Yeah.
waste of money. It's a vanity play.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the point is, they're asking for money up front. That is not a record deal. That is not legit. They want my $200,
Mm-mm.
and I'll never hear from them again. Said, should you take the deal, your deposit will be refunded back. Okay. It's just a, just show that I'm
Refundable. That's
serious.
different. That's
Oh,
different.
that's different. That's different. Should you take the deal? However, I'm sure the deal is going to be so bad you're not going to take it, and you'll be out $200,
I'm
right?
sure you're never gonna see the deal.
Oh yeah, no, this is it. I got
This
you
is all
200,
about $200.
right? So therefore, you can't even take the deal because you're not going to see the
The
deal.
deal has been completed when you send in your $200.
Right.
That's what happens. You
Yeah.
just got the deal.
Oh my
The
gosh.
old
Yeah. So it said, yeah. So should you take the deal, your deposit fee will be refunded back. I'm sorry, refunded back is from the Department of Redundancy Department. Refunded is giving it back. You don't have to say refunded back. That's just, but hey, they might be legit. They just may not know their grammar. He said, if you're interested, please inform us please inform us now so we may proceed, and we will proceed with other vital information. Yours sincerely, MDM Recordings. He didn't even put his name on it. Hi, I'm the EVP and Senior Marketing Manager, and I'm not even going to put my name at the bottom of this,
Right.
but I'll put the owner's name, Mike Denny, at the top. Like, good grief. And, looking forward to hearing back from you. They never heard back from me, just for the record. I should have sent
Sure.
them a link of me singing. How's this? You like it?
Which one of these do you think will be the first single?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So y'all there's certain things to look out for. And so I sent this to Mike Denny. I forwarded this.
That was my next question. Was like, did you send this to him? Because
Oh
he
yeah, I
needs
did. It's like, hey man, just want you to be aware. Like somebody's out there scamming in your name, and just I know this isn't you. I just want to make you aware of it. So I actually turned it into like where I could show up in a positive way to the real Mike Denny.
Yeah.
Like, hey, looking out for you, buddy. Just want you to know this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Brilliant.
MDM is legit. They're for real. This person is using their name without permission and not legit. But there is a real MDM and a real Mike Denny, and they're legit. And they get songs on the radio in Canada. Okay, don't confuse the two. All right. But
But I
yeah,
mean,
whoever.
I'm glad you showed him. I don't think it would be extremely difficult to chase down like an IP address on where that email is going back to
Maybe so. I mean, you
for
have
him
an email address.
to do something. I mean, that's
Fraud.
bad for his brand, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So I just want to let him know about it. Uh, so some of the things: look for an official email address. Right. It's easy to see who's this from. A lot of times it'd be jacked up emails, typos, funky formatting, offering you a record deal, and you don't even know who this person is. It's not happening. It's
Yeah,
just not happening. They're asking for money up front or already talking money. You're going to send them money. And no, it ain't for real. It doesn't even
yeah,
have a name on it. So just some of those things. So this is just looking out for y'all. And also, when you hear this episode, drop in the comments wherever you see this, like, what are some other things you've seen that we should be on the lookout for?
yeah.
Let's
That's a
name them
good
and
point.
shame them.
Good idea.
Yeah. Well, they're just sharks out there. We want you to be aware of it. Unfortunately, many of y'all, I'm sure, have already received some. That's just not how it works. It is
Well,
not how it
I
works.
can tell you, for the younger females that listen to this podcast,
Mhm.
there's a number of like I don't know if they qualify as scams, but they're definitely creeps. Like they say, they'll reach out and all over the world. Like
Mhm.
I can think of 4 or 5 different countries right now that I've received these because I've worked with a number of underage like female artists, that are
Mhm.
on their way up,
Yeah.
and it's the usual suspects, man, where they reach out like, hey, we've got this online radio station. We'd love to have your music on there. This is going to be great. And you go and listen to the radio station, and it's nothing but underage girls on the
It's
station.
an
So
internet
it's like,
station, right?
yeah, it's an internet station, so it's like some creepy dude.
Yeah.
I see when I'm working with an artist, I see everything that comes
Mhm.
in to their DMs, and so I'll respond like, "Hey, we work with this artist, like, f off, right? Like,
Yeah.
leave her alone." But no, I'm just trying to offer her some exposure on our radio station. I'm like, no, you're not,
Yeah.
and that's not the kind of exposure that we want. So thank you. Goodbye. Right. And
Yeah.
it's just, that's how they're trying to start a relationship or something. And it's really, really creepy. So be aware of that too. The, if they're DMing you to
Mhm.
put your, It costs, if you're Luke Bryan, it costs $1 million to get a number one. You know why? Because they got to deal with so many radio stations and play that Tetris game for so long to
Mhm.
get your spot with a multi-million-dollar top tier brand name. Still costs the record labels that amount of money because they don't own the radio stations. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And so nobody's going to be reaching out to you to say, "Oh my God, you're amazing. We want to put you on this internet radio thing."
Yeah.
Um, they weren't asking for money, so just they want to start a relationship and then be able to, um, progress from there and whatever kind of creepo stuff they're
Whatever. Yeah.
doing.
Hopefully it's only trying to get in your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, y'all
anyway,
just be on the lookout for that stuff. Are there any others that jump out at you, Johnny, that you've seen of things that folks should look out for?
yeah. Well, you know what? At the time of this recording, the date today is the 26th of May.
Mhm.
This is going to come out probably too late though. CMAs,
Mhm.
the people who take money to book you for a CMA show.
Oh.
So on one hand, are they just scamming to get the money? No. Are they going to book you at some, random club that's like up on Second Avenue or something like that?
Mhm.
Yes. They book the show, but it feels like you're getting booked for CMAs, right?
Yeah.
These are different stages. They're not the stages that are there. Are
Yeah, it's
there?
interesting how everything within the downtown Nashville zip code, 37212 or whatever, if there's a plank of wood that
Yeah.
somebody's standing on, it becomes a CMA stage during that week.
That week, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. And I mean, I've seen this where they and what they're selling is like you can get discovered because they sell like all the record labels are
Mm.
downtown for the CMAs with all the stars and looking for the next. Just know this: in Nashville, the people that are in the music industry and pretty much probably all Nashvillians avoid downtown, even when it's not the CMAs, like the plague.
Right.
I mean? That's a tourist attraction,
Yeah.
and it's a fun tourist attraction. And when
Yeah.
we got friends that come in, I got to go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we go down, we go see Anthony Oria, something like that. But man, during CMA week, there's 300,000 people that descend on downtown Nashville
Mhm.
to rock and roll and see all their favorite stars. It's a brilliant marketing thing for country music,
Yeah.
but there are no record label people down there, not any,
If
and they're
they're
not wandering in and out of clubs like random
Mhm.
off Broadway clubs,
Yeah.
that to discover you. So do not pay to be booked for CMAs.
Yes, I mean, if they're going out, like, during CRS week or CMA, they're going to see one of their people specifically. Like, "Okay, hey, Luke's in town, we're gonna go to the show at the Bridgestone," or whatever, because
Yeah,
Luke's
and
in
they're gonna be
town, and we're at the
backstage.
label, and we're gonna do yeah, like, this is targeted. We're not gonna
Yeah,
go to the Dewdrop Inn on 14th Avenue,
yeah,
3rd
that's right.
floor, somebody standing on a wooden pallet.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly, exactly. They're not going to do that. And, like, hey, this is a regular thing during CMA week where you might go to Tootsie's, like, Steve Smith, who owns Tootsie's and like 4 or 5 other stores downtown.
Mhm.
He's well known by some of these artists. A lot of those artists started there and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and they're friends. And, it's not uncommon for you to see like, Keith Urban during CMA week just pop in and jam on stage with the band at Tootsie's, right, for a
Yeah.
song or two. Well, his record label people aren't going to be there for that, right?
Right.
Like it would just be him and
Yeah.
maybe like somebody from his band or somebody like his management guy and a bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's that's what you're going to be looking at. It's just not like that. So yeah, those kind of scams are. Um, and really the best thing you can do, I think, for this, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, is like if you're not sure, just Google it and put
Yeah.
scam after it. Like, MDM records scam, right?
Yeah.
Or Facebook email scam, or CMA gigs scam, and you're gonna find a bunch of people saying, "Oh, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me." and you get a lot of 2020 hindsight for
Mhm.
free, just by taking 2 seconds to look it up. Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah, climbers, watch your back out there. There's some sharks in the water. You got fins to the left, fins to the right. All right.
Yeah.
To quote Jimmy Buffett.
Joker's to the left of me.
Like, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, that's right. So I want to give you all a gift. I'm not even asking for your money. You just tell me where to send it. I'll send it to you. So
That's
this
right.
is what I have, a PDF free download. It's called 6 Simple Ways to Make Your Songs More Commercial. And hey, who doesn't want their songs to be more commercial, right? You get that simply by going to 6, the number 6, simpleways.songwritingpro.com. That is 6simpleways.songwritingpro.com. You just tell me where to send it. We send you the PDF. We also send you an audio version of it. And it's my gift to you for hanging out with us and letting us watch you back. That's what I got.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, that takes us to the end of another killer climb episode. Make sure you join the climb community. Make sure you follow the podcast. Make sure you tell a friend about it, and don't fall for any scams. This podcast exists because we want you to win. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.